Hello, everyone. It's William here. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a Monday, and it feels like a Monday. I don't know about you, but I've had no idea what day it is all day. Um, I'm like, is it still the weekend? Is it? No, it's Monday. So hopefully you're doing well out there. Sorry, I'm just making sure we're all going okay. Instagram is good. We're all good. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining me tonight. So you're going to get me tonight. I don't know if Andrew's going to be along or not. Andrew started his residency at the Center for Metal Arts today. So that will be going on all week long. His hours are like 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. if he wants to stay all day. Today he did have to come home early. He's in a meeting. He has a virtual meeting that he's attending right now. So I don't know how long that meeting will last. So he may join us here in a little bit. He may not. So he's also very worn out. He barely slept last night. We both didn't have a great sleep the last 2 or 3 nights or so. I don't know what's in the air, but so he may crash after this. I don't know. He has to be up quite early. Susie is here. Norma is here. Hello, hello. Brooke says it isn't quite so bitterly cold today, so there's that at least. Yes, there's that at least. I was at the cottage today. Hooray! I was able to do some packing and shipping today. I got out a bunch of orders. Some of you are going to be getting quite a number of orders coming out to you. Hello, Julie. Thank you for joining us. Donna is here. Hello, Donna. Thank you for hanging out. So, yeah, it is a busy day. Hello, Michelle. I've been running around all day. I had to clean out the pellet stove today, so I had to get out and do a little bit more, get out a little bit earlier, try and get up there while the weather was semi-warm, 30. So I tried to do the pellet stove when it was a little bit warmer today, kind of midday, and but yeah, I feel like I don't know what it is about today. I've not known what time it is all day. I've not known what day it is all day. It's just one of those days. I feel like I'm forgetting things constantly today, but I think I've gotten a lot done, which is kind of the great thing. Judith is out there on Instagram. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think I got a lot done today, which I'm very happy about. But I never feel like I get enough done in a day, no matter how much we do. But I got a lot done today, and I'm pretty proud of myself for what I got out and what I've been working on. I started working last night on a Beat of the Day video. I know I've been slacking a little bit on our Beat of the Day videos that I started to put out. I was doing really well. I was getting almost every day for a while. And then it caught up. Everything caught up. I think our trip really got in there and kind of messed me up a little bit. So I'm trying to get back to that. I started on that actually last night, and I kept sitting down thinking, okay, I'm going to edit it. Okay, I'm going to do not the transcription. Wow, voiceover. That's the word. I'm going to do the voiceover on this. I'm going to pick the music for this. Every time I would sit down, I would start to do a little piece of it, and then I'd have to do something else. And so that's been kind of like my last 2 days. I feel like I'm getting stuff done, but it's in incremental, little incremental bits and pieces here and there. And I feel like I'm not finishing anything. So getting a lot of the shipping done today was really nice. And our sale ended yesterday in the online store. So that was the 12 below sale. And we got a few orders that came in kind of yesterday for that. And so I'm going to be working on those orders probably tomorrow. But with Andrew not here, it feels different. It feels different. So I got to get myself up and get going and get myself motivated to do things. Brooks says, as someone who gets random bouts of insomnia, I sympathize. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I slept okay last night, but I've had a really hard time. I always have a really hard time getting to sleep. Like, I don't ever like to go to sleep. And then once I'm sleeping, I don't ever like to wake up. And so for me, that's kind of more my problem. I'll sit in bed and I'll scroll or I'll read, and it just takes me a long time to get to sleep. Even if I'm passing out on the couch before that, like I'll pass out on the couch, then I go to bed and I'm like wide awake. We always joke that we go to bed to become awake again. Let's see. Donna says we went from Arctic cold to rainforest warm in central Alabama. Wow, we are not rainforest warm here. I will tell you that. It's still cold. It's still cold. Julie says, was my order one of them? You should know, Julie, if you checked your email. But yes, it was. And everything that I did today, after a certain point, will go out in the morning tomorrow. I don't know if it'll go out in the morning. I'll drop them off in the morning. I think the post office only ships out one time a day, and that's a little bit after 4:30. So yeah, you should always get a shipping notification from us, so you always know. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Anne is here. Hello, Anne. Thank you for joining in. Mary Jane is here. Hello, Mary Jane. Good to see you again. Norma says, I haven't been sleeping well either. Had a nightmare 2 nights ago. Yeah, I've been having, like, for a long time, I was lucky. I was having pretty nice dreams. I was having pleasant dreams. I was having dreams that I liked reflecting upon. And the last few nights, the dreams have either been unpleasant or I don't remember them. And what I do remember about them is not good enough that I want to remember them. Like, I'm not trying to remember my dreams. Sometimes I have such a good dream, that you just want to reflect on it a little bit and just like kind of hang out. After you wake up, you want to kind of still hang out with that dream. Lately, that has not been happening to me either, Norma. So yeah, it's not been, so I'm hoping to get back to some pleasant dreams today. We've been eating a lot of carbs, a lot of potatoes, which I love, but rice, potatoes, things like that. And I think we're both starting to feel, Andrew and I are both like, I went and got some salads, those bag salads. We love the Asian salad. It has like a sesame dressing. It's really good. You can get them in a lot of places. Our Giant Eagle has them. You can get them at Aldi. It's pretty much the same dressing. And so we're just like felt the need for fresh a little bit. And I'm wondering if that's why my dreams have been and my sleeping has been so off lately, because I'm just carved up. It's just too much. I love a good carb, but I tend to like fruits and veggies and all that a little bit more. It does better for me. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to everyone else. Susan says, I'm almost caught up on laundry. Not the most exciting or important thing going on, but that makes me happy. It's always nice to catch up on things. I never feel caught up on laundry. It's just the two of us, but I don't know how there's endless laundry. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. So good for you, Susan, because that is a thing. Donna says, William, I had a day like that yesterday. Like, you don't know what it is? Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those. I feel like my brain's stalling out. That's the kind of day it's been. It's just like the brain keeps stalling out today. I keep trying to think of words and they're not coming to me. Strange. And then Andrew came home today and fell on the ice. So he fell and hurt his arm and his knee. It got warm enough here that everything started melting, and then it got cold again. So all that nice melty snow just froze to sheets of ice. Things that were kind of like, how the snow gets a little crunchy and it's easier to walk on. Well, a lot of that crunchy melted today and just turned into slick sheets of ice. So Andrew fell in the driveway. I didn't know it. I was in the house. And so he seems to be okay, but we'll see how he feels tomorrow. And the next day, it's always the second day after. I feel like some people say it's the next day. It's not usually the next day. It's usually the second day after that I judge everything by. How bad do I hurt? 2 days later. So hopefully he's okay. But that was not great. As soon as it's warmed up a bit here and the great meltdown continues, yeah, it's melting down for sure. We're not super warm, but we're supposed to go up into the 40s by the end of this week, I think, which is kind of nice. I hope we need to get out of the freezing. Like the sun was warm enough to melt things a little bit today, but it was not. It still, I don't think, ever came out above 32 degrees, which is above freezing in Fahrenheit today. What does it say? It says it went up to 36 today. I don't believe that. Maybe it did. But yeah, I don't know about that. The warmest we're going to get is 47 on Friday. We're almost going to hit 50. But it's going to rain then all day. It's going to rain, then drop to 35 or 21 that night. So it's going to rain and freeze, and it's going to be all fun again. Julie says, woohoo. Yes, Julie, woohoo. Everything's going out. Donna says, going to be 70 next week for the highs. That's wild. That is wild. I can't even imagine 70s right now. Yeah. I always have the weather for Orlando because it's where Andrew's mom is. And it says it was 72 for a high today in Orlando. So that's wild to me. Completely wild to me. Oops. Let's see. Susie says, I have crazy vivid dreams every night. I often wake up exhausted. That's not good. That's definitely not good. But, I like when the vivid dreams are good. A lot of my super vivid dreams are actually good. I've had really good dreams lately. Sometimes I'm in these little towns. Sometimes I dream of houses that we apparently are moving into or own. One time we apparently were moving into this huge house. Like it had this giant staircase up front, and it had these big kind of, not pillars, but like side walls, and then you go into the house and there's this big formal kind of entryway, and it was one of these big entryways that they had like, I don't know, like a mezzanine kind of. The second floor was like, you could see up into the second floor, and there was all the rooms were like on the outskirts of and you could see straight up, and there was like a chandelier. But it was, once you got up to the second floor and started looking around, it was a little bit, it wasn't as nice as it could have been. It was a little bit run down. It had old carpeting, and it's the kind of place, like, I feel like it's the kind of place like that, if we had a lot of money, it was still kind of a fixer-upper. Like we wouldn't buy something crazy new. So it was like that, which was strange. And then I dreamt the one time that we were in this little, I think I've said this before, we were in this little village, and all the houses were these little stone houses, and like kind of like what you see in like old Italy or old France, walking down these narrow streets, and there were cobblestone streets and these stone houses. And I was going to book club, and it was a bunch of our friends. We were getting together at their house, and we were having book club, and it was like as real as can be, so vivid. And I still remember those. And I'm like, that was a nice little life I was living there. So those are the kind of dreams I like. And if they're going to be vivid dreams, at least let's have some good vivid dreams, right? I don't want to be like running from things or being chased. Some of my more nightmares, I'm often being chased or gunned down. I don't know why, being shot at. So yeah. I'll take a nice vivid dream that's about book club any day. Brooke says, that sounds nice. My dreams are mildly frustrating at best. Brooke says, I like the Thai salad with the cucumbers. I've not seen the Thai salad. Although there is a peanut Thai, but ours doesn't have cucumbers, I don't think. It has a peanut Thai dressing, but there's no cucumbers with it, which I'm kind of okay with because I'm not a cucumber fan until they're pickled. I love a pickle. Oh, Brooke said cashews. Cucumber with the cashews, not cucumbers. Cashews, yes. Yes, I think I picked one of those up. Susan says, I eat salads for dinner several times a week. Yeah, they're part of our dinner. I don't think I could eat a salad that size just for dinner. I would be still way too hungry. But we do have them as part of our dinner. But of course, our dinner is sometimes our only meal. Most of the time, our dinner is our only meal. So that's why I'm always so hungry at dinner. Hey, Barbara says, been a minute. Happy Tanic. I'm about to stop in and hang out. I don't know what that is. But happy to something and stop and hang out. Anyway, we're happy to have you here, Barbara. Thanks for joining us. Brooke says, as soon as I'm done with the laundry, I end up another mountain of stuff the next day. I know, right? I know. It seems like the way it is. Crafty Graham and Mary Jane joined us on Instagram. I don't know if you're still over there. But thank you for joining us. Let's see. Barbara says, I'm great at doing laundry. It takes me about 5 fluff cycles to actually finish it. Yeah. Yeah. Some of our laundry, I have to admit, never gets folded. It gets thrown in, fluffed up again, if even, and then worn out of the laundry basket sometimes. I know it's terrible, but our life, you know, we're very busy people, and there are many ways that we could cut time in order to make time for our lives and things we do. And I would rather be able to spend a little bit of time with Andrew sometimes in the evenings and watch a show or eat together than worry about folding the laundry. So that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Now, in a perfect world, would I love everything to be folded and put away and, you know, precisely done and everything always cleaned up? And yes, that would be wonderful. But cuts have to be made. And I'm not regretting. I'm not going to be on my deathbed regretting that I didn't fold the laundry more often. That's certainly true. Mary Jane says prayers for Andrew. Thank you. Susan says it's windy. Yes, it is, Susie. It is windy. I could feel the cottage was staying pretty warm, despite me having to shut down the pellet stove to clean it all out and stuff. But toward the end, I could feel the chill. It was coming through, and that's when I know it has to be windy. Susan says the ice is evil. Keeping my fingers crossed that Andrew is okay. My husband fell on the ice twice taking out the trash, and I fell once. We're okay though. I'm glad you're okay too. Yeah, it's our driveway. It's and even the walkway. We need to get some ice, but the ice, even the ice doesn't work when temperatures get low enough. So sometimes not the ice, the salt. The salt, that's the word. I told you my brain dead today. I'm having blips of not finding words. The salt doesn't work at certain temperatures. So that happened around here. They called a state of emergency in our borough because the temperatures were so low that the salt wasn't working on the roads. So we might be picking up some sand or some kitty litter, extra kitty litter. Probably sand. The kitty litter is expensive these days, so not going to waste the kitty litter on the driveway. But yeah, that's one of those things. We probably have sand somewhere, actually. Brooks's wind chill really makes a difference. Yes, it does. Notice I've fallen on several inches thick black ice, and it hurt, was sore for days. Yeah. I'm sure Andrew is going to be sore for days. Donna says, William, we call it false spring in Alabama. We are not done with the cold yet. I know. I'm waiting for it all to be done. I'm waiting for that cold to be done. You know, I like cold weather. I used to go skiing. I used to, you know, I don't mind the winter generally. But you know, when it's so cold that your house has a hard time keeping up with the heat, and we couldn't work at the cottage because it was so cold still. It was not comfortable to work in for any long period of time. That's enough. That 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 I'm done with. That I'm done with. If it's like 30 some degrees most days and there's some snow, that doesn't bother me. But when it gets really cold like this, I don't like it. It's dangerous. It's just dangerous. Hello, Angela. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Terry. Thanks for joining us. Dale is here watching from home. Nice, Dale. Glad you could watch from home. Nice, nice, nice. Norma says, for a while I was having dreams with my parents in them, and it was nice to see them. That's awesome. That's awesome. Brooke says, though cucumbers are one of my go-to salad additions, that and grape tomatoes. Grape tomatoes are really good. It's true. Julie says, I'm always trying to get somewhere or find a bathroom, can't in my dreams. What's that all about? Yes. Well, I know what that's about for me. When I'm trying to find a bathroom in my dream, it's time to wake up because I've got to go to the bathroom. That's pure and simple. And that happens to me a lot because I drink this amount of water throughout my day. And in the summer, I'll finish one of these, like when it's not cold out, let's say summer, fall, and spring. I'll drink like one of these throughout my day and then a half to another one, usually at night. And this is not pure juice. I reuse these and just, I fill it up with water to here and I fill up this much with juice for flavoring. And so by the time I've gone to bed, I could have gone to the bathroom like 18 times and I still will have to wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. And so many times in my dreams, I'm looking for a bathroom. It's gotten to a point that it happens so often that there have been times in my dreams, I'm like, I think I'm dreaming. I convince myself that I'm not in the dream. But I have literally told myself in a dream that I think I'm dreaming. I think I have to go to the bathroom. I think I have to wake up. And then I convince myself, of course, that I'm not dreaming, but I am every time. Trying to get somewhere in a dream. I can't say that I'm often trying to get somewhere. My dreams seem to be pretty like I've gotten to the place and I don't know, and I'm exploring a place. So that's kind of nice. I like that generally, as long as it's a good place. Terry says, me too, Julie. So he says, a lot of times I dream of places that I've never been, and then I find out there are real places, like the Amalfi Coast or the beaches in Namibia. I know I'm weird. That's nice. That's not a bad thing, right? Not a bad thing at all. Terry says, when I find one of my dreams, the toilets are all overflowing. Mine doesn't have, I can generally not find, usually, I'm trying to think, because I do look for, usually the toilets when I find them, like, okay, so this is TMI probably, but I use stalls all the time. That's the way I am. I don't like public restrooms in general. And so usually when I find them in a dream, they are like either non-existent and I'm like, have to look at like, there's a sink there. Is that something I can use? It's something like that, or a pot, like a bucket, or the toilet is like in the middle of the room, like out exposed in the open, and that's not something that's gonna work for me. And that's kind of another way I think that I tell myself in my dreams that I'm dreaming, because this is not a situation I would ever be in, that I would let myself be in or use. Anne says, I think clothes out of the hamper is common. Yeah, I like the clothes go from the dryer into the clothes basket, and sometimes they get folded, and many times they do not. And that's all right with me. I am almost 45 years old. If I want to wear my clothes out of the basket and not bother to fold them and put them away, that's just who I'm going to be. I have no problem with it anymore. Donna says, oh, I'm a fold it right out of the dryer person. Not me. I wish I were sometimes, but if we're all caught up, then sometimes I am. I do try to stay caught up sometimes, but it ultimately ends up the way it ends up every time. Um, Brooke says, I hate folding laundry. I just washed and dried this stuff. Shouldn't I be done already? Exactly. Exactly. You know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. And I think it happened. I think a lot more people, if people were just open and honest about it, I think a lot more people would be that way. Like if people knew that a lot of people were like, nah, I just throw it in the basket. Um, Especially, if it's something that needs to be ironed, usually I'll try to fold it, right? Because then you don't have to iron it, hopefully, as much anyway. Or if it needs to be ironed, usually it goes on a hanger, and I do hang up. I will hang things before I will fold them. So hang up a bunch of stuff before I actually fold them. Folding, I'm good at folding, but I've been in clothing retail enough that I've folded enough clothes for a lifetime. But I'm really good at it, and I'm pretty fast at it. And things come out the same size, they stack well, but I've just folded enough for a lifetime already. Laundry is the bane of my existence, says Susie, right? Dale says, what happened to Andrew? He fell on the ice. He's okay. I mean, he's he didn't break anything, but he's probably going to be sore. He fell on his arm and his knee. He was carrying some books in and had his books and phone in his hand, and so he kind of tried to make sure that they didn't get ruined, and of course ended up falling on his hands and arms and knee. Terry says, I use table salt if I have nothing else. That's good for that's we probably do actually have that. And says, I wear yak track when it's icy. We have the same problem with salt not working in the cold where there is black ice that is invisible. Yeah. I don't know what yak track is. What's yak track? Dale says, I've been told you can put newspapers down prior to snow and ice. I've never heard that. Might have to try that. Suzanne says, hi, everyone. Sorry I've been absent. Had a bad reaction to a medication. I was wondering where you were. I was going to check on you, but, I know there's a lot going on in the world, too. So, and you've had some wild weather there. So I just figured to give you a little bit of time, but I'm glad to hear that you're okay. I hope. At least I hope you're okay after the bad reaction. That's no good. And says, I used to not mind winter. I'm just over it now. I'm too old. I want summer. I don't even want summer. Summer's okay. Summer's okay the way summers have been lately, but if they get hot, I'm not a fan of that either. I just fall and spring. Anne says, I wear yak tracks too. I keep a pair in my car and a pair in my coat closet. Donna says, me too. So Anne says, I'm in good company. I worry about serious injury if I fall now as I age. Yeah, that's the hard part, right? Getting older, right? How did that happen? Susan says, Anne, I'm the same. My father broke a hip when he fell on ice while checking the mail. That was not fun for any of us. Wow. No. Susie says, if you find a bathroom in your dreams, don't use it, right? That is, I've come very close. Let's just say I've come very close to using the bathroom in my dreams. And thank goodness I've done some very quick sprints to the bathroom. But yeah, if you find a toilet, don't use it. Bad times if you do. Susan's clothes out of the hamper drive me crazy. Out of the hamper, I don't know. The hamper is when they're completely dirty, they go in the hamper. I generally, once I put something in there, they don't come back out to use again. That's too much. That's for me, I don't do. But if I wear a shirt for like an hour, I will hang it on we have a clothesline in our basement, and I will hang it on there, especially like not generally the undershirt, but like this shirt, because I have like 3-4 layers on. This shirt I will wear again a few times before I throw it in the hamper or throw it in the laundry. But they will come out of the dryer and go into a basket and then they will be used from there generally. That's just the way I am. Oops, sorry, everything scrolled. Let's see. Where did it go? Julie says, I live out of my dryer, not even a clothes basket. We often do that. 100%. And the only time, like, if we have to do more than one load, then of course it goes into the basket. And then, but then there's always something in the dryer. And sometimes that dryer gets turned on, fluff everything up, or warm it up in the winter, like right now. Often warm them up again, and then put them on. That's the way it works. Sue says, I just like being able to find things. Yeah, that is one downside. One big downside is it is not easy to find anything. It is not easy to find everything, I'll say that. Donna says, I absolutely hate to iron. You know, Donna, it's weird. I go through bouts where I actually don't mind ironing. Like, I don't want to fold them after I iron, but if I'm set up with an ironing board, like I hate getting it out. I hate, like getting a space for it because, of course, finding a space for the big ironing board sometimes can be a challenge. Because we usually iron upstairs, not down. Our laundry's in the basement. So it's not, the light isn't great down there. So we iron upstairs if we have to. And I don't mind what I can get going. If I can get going, I don't mind it so much. But when it's one of those things like, oh, I need a shirt today for a special occasion and I don't have one, and that's when I hate it, when it's pressured. Ann says, Donna, same. I stopped buying things that need to be ironed. I'm good with knits. Yeah, we don't buy as much that needs to be ironed anymore either. And if it does need to be ironed, then usually it goes under something that doesn't. So I'll wear a dress shirt under a sweater, where you only see the collar and the lapel, or not the lapels, the collar and the cuffs. Yeah, it's true. Susan avoids ironing unless absolutely necessary. Mary Jane says, what's ironing, right? Suzanne says, I'm okay, thanks. Good. Susan says, I want our non-winter winters back. I know, me too. I was liking these mild winters. I keep saying, at least, though, I hope this helps with the ticks. If the ticks are just as bad this coming year as they have been, then we just need to forget about this cold winter stuff going forward. Yak tracks are grippy metal things that you wear on your boots or shoes. You can walk on ice like a yak. Oh, I think it was Lennis got me some of those. And they were good. I didn't know what they were called. I forgot I had those. I think they actually broke. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have to see if I still do have those. Julie says, glad it's not just me, right? There's a lot of people out there that when you start asking if people are real, like we try to be real, like there's no point in hiding it. Like, who really cares if you fold all your laundry or not? That's a personal thing. Do you care? If you care, fold your laundry. If you don't care, other people really, and if people are judging you for that, there's no time for those people in my life. They want to judge me for not folding all of my laundry. That's their problem. I got other things to worry about. Like I said, I'm not going to be on my deathbed worried that I didn't fold enough laundry in my life. And that's kind of how I see things now. At least some things. I'm trying to be better about it. Yeah. Donna says, my mom would come back and haunt me if I didn't fold things right out of the dryer. So you've got that history of it. I did not. I grew up the same way I am now. Things went into a laundry basket after they were in the dryer, or they stayed in the dryer, and we lived out of that. That was, my mom was a single mother for the most part, and she was raising 2 boys, so there was a lot of laundry, and of course we had to do laundry too. But when you have young teenage boys doing laundry, it doesn't get very far. I'll be the first to admit that it didn't get very far when I did the laundry. Susan says our washer dryer's in the basement and it was so cold down there. Oh, that's not good. At least our basement has heat. That's nice. It's not a finished basement. It has a cement floor, and you can see up in the rafters, like it's not even tall enough that like I have to duck in some places. And if we were to finish it, we would have to dig down. It's one of those things because it would never putting up any type of ceiling or anything would make it way too short. But it's dry, thank goodness, and it's heated. So it's pretty comfortable down there. We have a little shower down there and a toilet behind a little wall. And there's a sink by the washer, which is across the room from all of that. And so it's decent. And I think I'm going to put my pottery studio down there when I get things going with that. So at least we're that. It does have like it has hurricane doors that go outside, and the door that goes to that staircase is a thin little, just a glass door, and so and it doesn't stay shut, so we have to prop up something against the door, so it does let some cold air in, but for the most part it's warm enough. Suzanne says I'm over snow. I bet for you, not you picked a place to live where you shouldn't really be dealing with that. Sue says ticks are just nasty little creatures. I know, I try to be, loving to all creatures. I'm one of those people. I just don't see the point in ticks. I'm sorry, ticks, but it's not. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. And so Susan, mine too. I really don't mind folding, but I hate initially putting stuff in the washer and moving it to the dryer because the basement is unappealing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's get rid of the spam. We're getting spam and trolls. Spam and trolls. Just banned that one. Thank you all for letting me know. And thank you for blocking stuff for us. Suzanne says, I'd rather snuggle a cat than fold laundry. Exactly. Spend time with your loved ones. Although, I don't know. I was going to say, if it came between doing dishes and folding laundry, if I had to pick, I'd probably fold laundry. I don't like doing dishes, but you've got to do the dishes, right? That's one of those things. Like you can't just let them sit for days and days and days and days and days or forever. You can't do that. So if my time is going to be taken up doing chores, I'm going to just do the dishes. But yeah. Susan's the way I reported the troll. Thank you. Thank you. We got rid of that one. Susie says our washer and dryer was also in the basement. It wasn't finished and just scared the poop out of me as a child. We didn't have a basement in our house growing up, so I never had that scary basement thing. My grandparents both had basements, and my one grandmother taught ceramics down there, and my cousins and I would play down there. And my other grandmother, their basement, most of the time we walked into their basement because the garage was attached to the basement. So, and their basement it wasn't finished, but it was nice. So, yeah, I didn't have that scary basement thing as a kid. And our house growing up was one story. It was a very small house. It was originally meant as a tiny little summer cottage. And it was by a lake, which was nice, but my parents bought it pretty cheap because it was meant, like I said, it was meant to be like maybe a 2.5 season kind of place. So it wasn't a lot of money. And they bought it and did some work on it. And we lived there growing up. It was cold in the winter. They did winterize as much as they could and insulated it, but It was cold in the winter, and the only heater that was in the house, there was one heater in the house that was propane, and propane was very expensive when I was growing up, at least for us. And so we barely ever used that heater. It was like, don't touch that thermostat kind of thing. And so my parents did add on a fireplace at one point. And we used the fireplace a good bit, but then the fireplace, because they had a friend help them build it who was supposed to know what he was doing and didn't really. So the fireplace ended up starting to come away from the wall. So they had to re-secure it, but then it wasn't able to be used. So as we got older, we mainly heated the house with kerosene heaters. And so we'd have to go and get kerosene quite often, fill up the 5-gallon kerosene bottles or jugs, and we stored that on the porch. And then we'd have to take the kerosene heater, little tank out, go in the porch and fill it up. And that was how we heated our house growing up for the most part. We had 2 little kerosene heaters. And if it got really, 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 really cold, then sometimes we were allowed to use the heater, the propane heater, but that was few and far between. So yeah, my brother and I, we'd wake up in the morning and we'd each kind of get in front real quick of a kerosene heater. There was one kind of in the kitchen, which was kind of our entryway as well. The entryway just came right into the kitchen, and we had like this galley kitchen. It was really small. And one of them was where the old fireplace was. So we'd each get in front of a kerosene heater and kind of get dressed in the morning for school, trying to stay warm because the house was still cold. But it was it was a nice, I don't have regrets growing up there, or like I still have very fond memories of growing up there. And it was really nice to be by a lake. We had fields all around us that somebody owned, but we would play in the fields and run through them and, bicycle around, and it was really nice. Troll's a nasty creature. Yeah. It happens. It happens, right? I didn't see all the comments, thankfully, because once I hit the block, they all go away, which is nice. Donna says, I have an awesome view of my kitchen sink, so I love doing dishes. That's nice. We look out into our backyard, which is kind of nice, but we always keep the curtain closed for the most part. So now my grandmother, I didn't mind helping her with the dishes and stuff because her kitchen sink looked out onto like kind of their driveway, but their driveway was like a quarter of a mile long. So it looked out onto the driveway, which usually there was a hill that goes up, like their driveway's in the middle of the hill, and there would be deer and turkey and all these animals and things that would go across. And so it was a nice view. And says, my hands are so dry in winter, I started wearing gloves when I wash dishes. It has helped, but it can get a bit slippery. I used to wear gloves when I was young doing dishes because my hands sometimes would dry out like that. Luckily, it doesn't do that as much anymore, but we do have a dishwasher, which is nice. I used to think I never wanted a dishwasher, and then I got one, and that's nice. That's nice. Mary Jane says, I am scared of basements. Yeah, our basement is fine. It doesn't bother me. It's not that scary kind of basement. I've never been into, I've never lived in a house or like my grandparents' house that had a scary basement. So I never had that feeling about it. Anne says, I used to be when I was a kid because there were crickets down there. I love little crickets. I would love the sound. They'd come into my grandparents' basement sometimes. Brooke says, a basement sounds pretty useful for extra space, but I've heard horror stories about when things go wrong with basements. It can happen, right? We're very lucky, knock on wood. Our basement stays dry, which is nice, and stays pretty warm. We looked at a lot of houses before we bought this one, and many of the basements were not great. Ligonier does have a thing. A lot of basements get wet around here, so we were super lucky to find this one that doesn't. Susan says our basement is a mess, but that's where we go during tornado warnings. Yes, it's good to have one for that. It's good to have one for that. Brooke says tornado warnings are a good reason to have a basement. The best place I have to take shelter is my pantry. My pantry is very cluttered. Brooke says, I'm not a morning person to begin with, but cold mornings don't help. No, I am not a morning person either. I never have been. Never. Even when I was young. Like, it's not like I just transitioned into a night person. I have always been a night person. My parents always had to, like, wake me up like 18 times for school. There were times I missed the bus because I couldn't get out of bed or didn't hear my alarm. It didn't happen too often. I was pretty good about it, but my mom or dad had to drive me to school sometimes when my dad was around. He'd usually do it, but mostly it was my mom. And mostly we knew that my mom didn't really have the energy and time for that. So we usually made sure to get ourselves up out of bed. But I've never liked waking up. Waking up is hard for me. Going to sleep is hard for me. Waking up is hard for me. But once I'm sleeping, I like to be sleeping. Donna said, I love watching the birds in my backyard. My brother got my mom one of those bird feeder cameras. I don't know if you've seen them. And she gets these notifications on her phone when there's like a bird at the feeder. So now she can see her birds from anywhere. She loves watching the birds too. She feeds them all year long. And so she loves that. My grandmother did too. My grandmother fed the birds, fed the animals on her property, and we kind of get it from her. I would love to do more of that, but money is generally tight for us to be feeding the birds all the time. So we just try and take care of our 5 cats before any of the birds outside get fed. For a while we did. When we were at our apartment, before we started the business, when we'd have a little bit more money that way, then we used to have bird feeders up at the apartment. We were on the 2nd floor, and we had a deck we could go out on, and we had a few bird feeders out on the deck, and we'd watch them. And Paolo and Babette would watch out the door as they'd start chirping at the birds, because we used to have birds come in. Susan says, I've had a dishwasher since our first apartment. I really appreciate having one. Yes. Yes. When we were in our apartment here in Pennsylvania, we did not have a dishwasher there, and we bought a countertop one even, and it was actually really nice because it was just the 2 of us. If we kept up with it really well, it did everything we needed it to do, except big pots and pans. We washed those by hand, but it was really nice. And then when we moved in this house, it had one. So yeah, I like a dishwasher nowadays. Donna says, yeah, I would love one of those feeders, but they're expensive. I have no idea, because my brother bought it for my mom for Mother's Day or for her birthday one year. So yeah, I don't know what they kind of cost, but she loves it. She loves it. So yeah, that's life. Who knows what we're going to talk about these days, right? Who knows what we're going to talk about when we get on the live? Birds, going to the bathroom in our dreams, falling on ice. Yeah, you never know. Anyway, so I would like to say that I'm completely prepared for this live, but I did not get a chance to do that. I was at the cottage. I tried to get out of the cottage a little bit earlier today, and I don't know what happened. I just kept, running into things that I had to do. So I didn't get home in time to do all the lot numbers ahead of time and all that. So I'm just going to do that with you all here. You're all used to it. So let's get started with the show, the selling part of the show. And again, it's my random picks today. I went through, like I said earlier, if you missed it, I went through a lot of our storage containers. I went through, the bead storage. I went through drawers, found some things that I don't think we've ever shown before in some cases. I have metal beads, I have glass beads, I have shell, I have vintage plastic, I have gemstones. So we're going to take a look at all of it. All of it. All right, let me flip the camera around here. Let's see if I can get this going. Camera. I think this one will work. I got to get this camera. I'm always trying to figure out how to do this. We're here. I don't think that's the camera I use. That's the camera I use. I'm going to pick the right camera because one of them doesn't zoom in real well. I think this one zooms in better. Okay, there we go. Susan, all the laundry and scary basement talk reminded me to throw the laundry in the dryer. Nice. Nice. Get that laundry in the dryer, Susan. Yeah. Okay, what are we doing? We're selling some beads. I got a bag of beads. Do I? Did I pick the right bag? Yes, I did. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna do, let's do WR lots. WR lots. Let me see. Somebody says we got another troll back. I have not seen it. Up, 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 up. Okay, where am I? I'm not seeing comments. Let me jump into the studio here and see what you're all seeing. If it will show me. Where is it? Of course, my internet is slow today too. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Just trying to get in here. See, because I'm not seeing anything. I don't know why. Well, hopefully it'll pop up for me at some point. Okay. Let's see here. We're going to do WR lots today. WR lots. Oh, I need my lights too. Where are my lights? Lights, camera, action. Oh, Orlando. Who is the cutie patootie? That could be somebody real. Hello, Orlando. Are you real or are you a spammer? Because that could be a real person. I don't want to kick anybody out that's possibly real. We like to welcome new people if you're real. I don't see them spamming anything. Yeah, who knows? Are you real, Orlando? Or are you not real? All right, let's see here. We have, let's start with this. Let's start with this. This is a dyed howlite. I know some of you like the dyed howlite. Let's do this. Let's give you a good price on this. I told you I'm not 100% set up, so we're going to make pricings on the fly. You're going to get good pricing. WR1. WR1 is the dyed howlite in this beautiful deep red. Some of them are a little less deep, like that one, but most of them are this beautiful deep red color. And where is my, there they are, my calipers. These are about 13 millimeters wide. They vary on length, 13.5, 16.8, WR1. WR1. And of course I don't have bags. And I need that. Oh, I do have a bag for that one. And WR1 is sold. Thank you so much. I think that's a good deal on that one. Thank you so much for grabbing it. WR2. What's next in my bag of goodies? Let's see here. Let's do, this is $6. Let's just do $6 for the pair. I've only got one pair of these. $6 for the pair are these metal beads. And you can get both of them for $6. They are approximately 14 millimeters by 11.5. 14 millimeters by 11.5. WR2, $6 for the pair. And those metal beads, kind of bicone. They're really cool. All right. It's WR2. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't see, I started a D-Stash event this weekend. We had a lot of fun in the D-Stash. I can't believe I didn't talk about that the whole time I was chatting at the beginning. We got into some other talking. But the D-Stash was a lot of fun. So if you hung out with me, I appreciate it because it was a really good time. And I had a lot of fun with everyone. Anne says that was a good D-Stash, right? I think so. It was a ton of fun. And people were hanging out. We hung out for a few hours on Saturday night, and then I did more on Sunday night, last night, and it was really a lot of fun. I had fun with everybody. We had good conversations and good questions. I made up some, well, I'm going to say they were good questions. I made up questions. We had good answers to the questions. You all seemed to have fun answering them, which was nice. It was very lively. So thank you if you hung out with me. If you missed it, there's still a lot available. So be sure to go over. There's some really exquisite peridot. Remember the peridot we had the other day during the loose beads? We had a whole strand of it available in the D-Stash. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash on Facebook. It's only on Facebook. And if you go over there, the D-Stash event will close on Tuesday. So tomorrow night at midnight, I'm going to close the event. So you have until then to claim. And I've invoiced people if you've claimed here until about midday today. These are shell beads, and they're super beautiful. These are 21.5 by 26.5 approximately. There are 4 strands available. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit more, maybe. Here we go. There are 4 strands available. This is showing all 4 strands of these. They're $14 a strand. Super light, but really super pretty. Look at the patterns in those. All natural. These are all vintage. Beautiful. Susan says, I'm sorry I missed the D-Stash. I was tired Saturday and last night had a Zoom meeting. It happens. I get it. But there's still stuff over there if you want to check it out. Like I said, there's some really beautiful beads, some lampwork glass over there, some lots of strands of lampwork at good prices, and the peridot, that's a good strand. There's a beautiful turquoise strand, but that one's sold. So thank you to who got that. It was a really good deal on that. WR4. WR4, let's see here. I'm going to price this at, let's price this at $6. This is a vintage plastic. You can see it was $8. Pricing it at $6 for y'all if you want that. These are really cool. As you can see, you can suspend things in them if you want to. Or use them as kind of like a chain kind of look. But there they are. I don't know why some of these aren't on the... They're not broken, so they didn't come out. They just never got put on. But WR4, these are pretty nice sized. They are 26.5, 26.7 by 41.3. WR4, 1 strand available. Just the one. This, I do need a bag for. Do I have a bag big enough? Nope. No, I do not. Where's my bag box? A box of bags. It's over here. One moment. There we go. I left my other box of bags at the cottage today. I meant to bring it. Yeah, we had a fun time in D-Stash. It was a good event. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. You never know if people are going to hang out or not sometimes. And a lot of people hung out. So that was nice. WR5. What do I got next in here? What's in here? One, two, three, four. These. I have 2 lots of these. Let's do them. They are lampwork glass. Let's see here. Let's do them at $6 for the 4. And there are 2 of them available. And just, I'm sorry I missed it. Yeah, make sure you go back and check it out. You can still answer the questions and interact with people on it. That's why we leave it up for a while. These are cool. This is a lampwork glass, but it's a mass-produced lampwork glass. These look like candy, it says Susan, right? They are fun. Doing the set of 4 for $6. Good price on them. And there are 2 sets available if you're interested. WR5. Oh, let me give you the size. They're a nice size for a nice little pendant. 16.5 by about 24. They're great for kind of like this size for a bracelet, or they'd be a nice little drop pendant, or great for earrings. They're not very heavy. WR5, 2 of them available. All right. I don't like when things have super long strings. This is a dyed agate, and we'll do this for, let's do it for $8. That's a real good price. Because these are really pretty. They're a dyed blue agate coin, a kind of puffy coin. And they are approximately 12 millimeters by 4.5 millimeters. Just a really pretty color, really pretty. I love them. Nice blue. Dyed agate. 1 strand available. WR6. I'm running out of room everywhere. One strand. Wow, that's 1 strand. Okay. We've got 2 strands of these available. Those are really nice. I'm going to do them, let's do them around $26. $26. 2 strands available. These are copper Bali style spacer beads. So you can see there. Let me see if I can get this light. I always have problems with this light not being on the subject. There, that's a little better, I think, maybe. Bali style copper spacer beads. You get a whole strand of them. Let's see here. This is a 16-inch strand. $26. Copper Bali style spacer beads. That's a nice strand. It's a big strand. WR7. WR7. 2 of them available. $26 each. Let's give you a super good deal on these. Was $39. I'm going to drop it all the way to $24 for y'all. And you can see they really were $39. These are a vintage metal plated vintage plastic. It's called Hamilton Gold. It's got the gold plating over the vintage plastic. And these are in these wonderful nugget shapes. They're all kind of different shapes, right? I mean, I guess there's a few different shapes on there, but super cool, super duper light, very lightweight, So if you want a metallic look with almost no weight, so if you wanted really chunky earrings with that gold look, but you don't want to use a big chunky stone, these are wonderful. So they were $39. We have this one strand left, do it at $24 for y'all. This strand is about a 7-inch strand. And these nuggets, they're all different, but I'm going to grab one of them for you. Comes in about, well, let's get it the widest part, 23 by about 18, I'm going to say. 23 by 18. WR8. WR8. $24 only. Let's see here. WR9. Let's make these $4 each, and there are 8 of them available. Some more wonderful metal beads. I don't know if y'all like these kind of things. These hollow metal beads, they are super light again. They've got that kind of Nepalese like silver color, kind of antiqued silver color. It's a cool look with other gemstones. Pair them with some gemstones. Could see them with, these would be beautiful with like some carnelian. Make some earrings with them. They're $4 each, and they are about 14.6 by 15 millimeters. WR9, $4 each. WR10 coming up. We have about 40 lots tonight. Hey Nancy, thanks for joining us tonight. Let me get this off of here. Don't like these long strings on here. This is a weird one. I don't know if anyone's going to want this one. Oh, we just sold some of the WR9s. Thank you so much. We sold half of them. 4 of them are still available. This is a glass pendant made to look like a shell, I think. It's just, it has a very large hole. And I'm going to do that one at, let's just do it at, I don't know, $6. Let's do it at $6. It's just such a, it's weird. It's scalloped, like it looks like a shell to me, but it's a glass pendant. The pendant also kind of looks like Fordite, Suzanne, right? It kind of does. It's got some of the glitter in there, the gold. It's kind of cool, but it has to, you know, it's one of those things. Is that your style? Is that your style? This large hole, I don't know. I mean, you could use it for leather if you wanted to put leather or knot in there and use the leather cord. It is nice that it is a very large hole that way. There you go. And it just sold. So thank you so much. Somebody liked it. Somebody liked it enough to give it at home. Try to just do a good price because it's it's kind of weird, you know. But hey, I liked it enough to pull it and show it to y'all. So there you go. Let me see here. This one. if I can get it out of the bag. This is another pendant. I actually have two of these. This is kind of really cool, I think. I'm going to price it at $8 each. There are two of them available. Hey, Vicky, thanks for joining us. I think it's super cool. $8 each. Two of them available. Just kind of an old retro kind of look. Metal pendant. I'm going to do it in inches because I think in inches makes more sense on this. This is about 1.5 inches by 1.75 inches with the bail. WR11. Two of them available. I think it's super cool. I don't know if they'd be too heavy for earrings. I think they'd be cool for earrings. Notice WR11 is very mid-century modern, right? I love it. That's why I picked it. It's got that, and it's got that mocha color, right? That dark chocolate color goes with the mocha mousse, with the yellow and the black. Who says brown and black don't go well together, right? So there you go. WR11, if anybody wants it. There are two of them available. Let me get the other one out of here too, so I'll put them together. Let's go on to another odd pendant. I love these pendants. WR12. This one's a little bit, I don't know. Let's just put it at 8 as well. What the heck? I was going to do a little bit more because there's a little bit more to it, but let's just leave it. Leave it at that. Get it out of the thing here. This is more of a connector, I guess, than a pendant, but it could be a pendant, right? But it's metal bezel set, and it's like a faux leather that's been sewn together. WR12, $8. Width-wise, it's about 1 7/8 inches, and with the bail, it's about 2 1/4 inches. Yeah, it says the others are great with go-go boots, right? Yeah. Get those go-go boots out. Maybe not in the winter. Maybe not in this ice. Not that we're having here anyway. WR12, $8. I think it's a super cool pendant. Or connector. However you want to use it. Just thought it was fun. Who knows where we get these things and find these things? I didn't even know we had these, to be truthful. I've never seen this before. Who knows what? Hopefully I didn't pull from any of Andrew's private stash, private stock. WR13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beads. Let's do it for $10. 10 beads, $10. WR13. This is just a set of metal beads. You're going to get those, and I've got 4 of those in there. And those are approximately 13.5 millimeters. Then I've got these ones. You get 3 of those. These are really pretty. And those are about 17.5 by 22.5. And then you get these 3 totally different ones. So you get one of these, you get one of these, it's a hollow one, and you get one of these. And this is about 20 millimeters by 15.5, 17.5 by about 15, and then this one is 17.5 by about 8. So you get all of those. WR13, just $1 a bead. If you like metal beads, tonight's the night. I've got lots of metal beads coming up for y'all. What are they made of? I believe they are I believe they're a brass, a plated brass. But I'm not 100% sure. They're from our vintage collection, so I don't know. If Andrew were here, he might have a better idea on that. Sorry. But they have sold. Thank you so much. Yeah, at that price, I don't think, I know they're not silver, for example. Now these are cool, and I don't even know how to price these. These are beautiful lamp work. I'm gonna just do the whole set of them for $10. I think that's the easiest. I was gonna do them piece by piece, but I think the easiest thing to do is just sell the whole set of them. There are 5 of them, and they look like this. Lampwork glass beads, and they are 12 by 29.5. But they're so pretty. They've got that kind of ambery glow. Oh, and I never put up the banner to tell you how to claim. So if you don't know, this is how you do it. To purchase from this video, take down each lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com, in case anybody new is out there. So this is WR14. They're $10 for the set. If you want to claim that, send WR14 to us in an email. That's how we do it. All right. I like those a lot. So far they've not sold. I'm surprised. Maybe the emails are coming for those because I really like those. Sometimes I'm really surprised in what does sell and what doesn't sell. You never know. Never know. I never do know when I'm pulling things, what's going to happen. Here's some vintage acrylic beads. Those are super cool. Let's do that $5. $5 for the strand. Vintage acrylic. They are graduated. And they go from about 14 by 12.5. Next step up is 20 by 15. And then we go to the big one, 19.5 by 27.5. WR15. Oops, must be 9 o'clock. My screen just turned yellow. All right, there we go. I think that's fun. Susan says WR15 would make a groovy mod necklace, right? These are so cool, I think. Anyway, I can say that because I pulled them for y'all, and I like them all. And I like that kind of stuff. I like the groovy, cool mod kind of. I like that style. Go $5 for the strand. Good deal. Good deal. Well, let's see. WR16. Maybe you just didn't like the green color. So let's go with some blue. Let's go with some blue. Or mix and match the green and the blue for 10 bucks together. Whoa. So here we go. It's the same strand, but in blue this time. WR16, $5 for the strand. One strand available. All right. No takers yet on these? We'll see. Family Lucas is here with us. Thank you for joining us over there on Instagram. This is fun. They are fun. This is all fun stuff. Beads are supposed to be fun, right? Should be fun. Anyway, right? Hopefully. It's good to have fun. There's some fun ones right there. WR17, $5 for the strand. These are these vintage acrylic rounds. Polka dotty. Polka dotty. These are about 19.5 millimeter rounds. You get 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 of them on a strand. One strand available. WR17. I'm running out of bags. There's a bag that might fit them. It's gone. Let me get the next one priced up for y'all before I pull that. Ooh, these are nice. Some nice metal beads. How many of these do I have? Let me count them. Oh, they're all separated. Thought they were in a hank. $13, $14, $15 of them. Let's do them at 7 each, and there's 15 of them available. Mary Jane says, love those. Aren't they fun? Super cool. Super cool. WR17. Oh, stay up there. My workspace is getting crowded. Okay, WR18. These, let me get that actually in the picture for y'all. WR18, $7 each. These are copper rounds, copper spacer beads, copper rounds. And you can see they're pretty large hole. They've got, let me see if I can measure the hole or not. Sometimes with these I can, sometimes I cannot. I don't know if I can get this in there. Let me take it off camera completely and see if I can get in here. I don't think I'm going to have success at that. But you can see how thick this is, and the holes still have room. I'm going to say at least a 2 to 3 millimeter hole in those. I don't know if I can measure the string. Yeah, it's about a 2 millimeter, at least 2 millimeter hole in those. So 2 millimeter leather if you wanted to use those. Those are copper beads, $7 a strand, and these are 8-inch strands. WR18. And I've got 15 strands available. Nice bright copper. WR. I shouldn't have taken those away before I put the next thing up. I'm going to be rushing. These don't sound so nice. I don't know what does. These are shells, but they're cut, so they reveal the inside. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them on the strand for $14. Just listen. WR19. Super cool. These would make great earrings because they're super duper light. And they are shell. And let's do these in inches. They're about 1 inch and 7/8, just shy of 2 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8, 5/8 of an inch at the widest. WR19. Sorry, but I had to take a drink. I have the little heater going in here, and it is getting a little dried out. But it's nice and toasty. So that's the give and take of that, right? WR20. Getting about halfway through here with WR20. Stay up there. Do what I say. Okay, this is a beautiful strand. If you like charwhite, this is a stunning strand of charwhite. And I'm going to give it a really good price for this quality. This is a vintage quality strand, $24. Charwhite. Very, very pretty color. Great patterns. Need to get this. There you go. Now you can see the color. My camera, sorry, it keeps, in order to be able to do this close-up, it keeps doing this flip-floppy thing. Look at the beautiful color and patterns in that. Beautiful charwhite ovals. I love these. They're super pretty. And they are approximately, if I can get just about 8 millimeters by 10. About 8 by 10 millimeters. WR20. $24 for the strand. 1 strand available. Mary Jane says beautiful, right? Add that to your collection. Vintage charwhite. WR20. I don't know if anything always comes across as beautiful on camera because there's so much color and there's a little bit of flash. Like charwhite has that gorgeous kind of almost cat's eye flash to it that these have. It's a really pretty strand. So hopefully that came through on the camera. And hopefully I can get this in a bag. I'm down to my tiny bags. I don't have Andrew's help here today. He's in a meeting tonight and probably resting. 20 has just sold. Thank you so much. Somebody got a really nice strand today for a good price. WR21. Appreciate that. Oh, this is a beautiful strand. Beautiful strand of shell. And let's do this one. We had it at 26. We sold a few at 26. Let's do it to 24 for y'all. I have one left only. And I need to, one moment. This is also part of the issue. There, that's a little better. Clean the lenses. Clean the lenses before you go live, William. These are kind of rectangular, puffy rectangles. Beautiful shell beads. You don't see the, like, you don't see stuff like that. These are all vintage. A lot of the stuff I'm showing you tonight are vintage. It's from our vintage collection. Some we just have one, like this we have one left of. You just don't see stuff like this very often anymore. And some of that is good because, you know, some of these, I never like when you have to, you know, kill something for your beads. That's why we mostly buy any of this kind of stuff vintage. It's done a long time ago, and it's something that's already on the market. It's not making new. So I appreciate that. 10.2 by approximately 20 millimeters. It's about 10 by 20. I don't know if there's a better camera. I feel like this camera is more jumpy tonight than usual. And these are, like I said, they're vintage strands. They should be vintage size, which is a 16-inch strand, and they are. 16-inch strand. One strand available. Was 26, now 24. For you all, just for you all. That's pretty much the price that they were back then. Definitely pre-pandemic. Those are probably, what, 90s prices? So, who knows? Who knows what they'd be now if you found them somewhere? They're $24. That's what they are when you find them with us. WR22. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of these. And they're going to be $6 each, these metal beads. Yeah, it's definitely jumping cameras when it does this. But these are super nice. I like these a lot. They appear to me, they have a copper, like each one of these triangles is copper colored. So I think that's copper on those, kind of riveted in. And then the rest of them are a silver color. And it's kind of that, the silver you get from the Nepal or the Thailand. It's generally an alloy of some sort. But these are super, I love these. $6 each, 10 of them available. I just love all these metal beads like this. I think they do such a good job with them. That's all 10. And these are, let's see, this is top and bottom, about 16.5 millimeters. And is it the same? Yeah, just about 16.5. And says, I love the metal beads too, right? They're just so cool. And they're great. Like the thing with these, they're great just to use as earrings because they make spectacular earrings. Like if you put, like take these, and the other night, I don't think I still have them here. I packed everything up. The other night we had some really nice drop beads. Just put a little drop bead underneath that, and how beautiful, like a nice colored drop stone. And that's just a simple way to make a really pretty earring. Those briolets, add a briolet to the bottom of those. Or you just put these on as one pendant on a chain. Like people are doing such this minimalist stuff. And if you sell stuff, like these are $6, put it on a chain, sell it for $24. Done. Done. People like the minimalist stuff right now. And they're paying a lot for it. Which, you know, hey, if they want to do that, do that. We've sold 2 of these. We've got 8 of them still available. Thank you so much. WR23. What else is in my bag of goodies? Let's see here. Let's do this for $8 for the pair. $8 for the pair. We've got 1 pair available. 1 left. 1 pair left. And these, they've got lapis and turquoise, but it's kind of like chips that have been kind of set in, it looks like set in like a resin in there. Like turquoise and lapis chips. That have been set in like a resin. They might, let me see. It might even be, you know what, I think, I'm going to say that it's actually glass frit. I think it's glass frit. It's kind of been melted down in there to look like the turquoise and lapis, like they do in Nepal. $8 for the pair. They're super light though, super light, and they're hollow for one. So they're 21 by 18.5, and it's WR23, and they're $8 for the pair, $4 each. Really pretty. Really pretty, and they're in like this biggest bag ever. Let me get a smaller bag for those. I can use the bigger bag for something else later if I need it. And that has sold. Thank you so much. WR24, right? Yeah, 24. Okay, come on. What is going on? There we go. So, okay. So these are a dyed shell. They're in like this long string. They're actually a dyed shell bead. You can see that. There's the shell in yellow. And then these are acrylic. They're in acrylic. So these are really cool. Let me show you the whole thing. If I can get this. I don't know why it's on such a long strand. But I thought they were really cool. I like the black and yellow. And then this shell is so pretty. And let me give you, I guess I got to give you a price on that, don't I? Let's see here. Let's do that for, let's just do that for $8. Trying to do some low price tonight. I know we've had some higher price things lately. Trying to give you all a break. Donna says those would go with that pendant, mid-century modern pendant. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yeah, I was in that mood, right? So where is that pendant? Right here you are. Right here you are. So no one grabbed this one, I don't think. No one grabbed this one. This was WR11. Right? Kind of cool. WR11 is the pendant, WR24 is the strand of shell. But super cool. They go really well together. You're right, Donna. See, Donna's designing as she watches. I do that. I can do that too. And these would make, Donna says, OMG, yes, I'm broke right now. It happens. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. But those would make some really awesome earrings too, I think. Super cool. 2, 4, 5. 5 beads on the strand. $8. Well, 5 of the yellow, and then you get the acrylic, the black acrylic, which are really cool. They're kind of like moon craters, which is super. I think that's cool. And they are, I think, 10? No, 8. 8 millimeter. Did I give you the size of these? 10 by 29. 10 by 29. WR24. Oh, okay. Stay up there. I don't know how I'm going to make it to 40, y'all. This stuff is balancing on the edge. WR 25. I guess if I move my giant juice, I could actually put things up here, which would make 100% more sense. WR 25. So making a mess with things over here. Let's get rid of this stuff. Get rid of this stuff. Ooh, I love these. I don't know why we still have these. So I'm going to reduce the price, $24. I think we had them at 28 before. These are these copper disc spacers, these wavy, they're brushed copper, wavy disc spacers. And they are awesome. There's like twice as many as it looks like here because each one of these groupings, there are 2 of them. So you're getting really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. You're getting 50 of them on here for $24. Brushed copper. Look at how pretty that is. We had some coins the other night in that brushed copper. If you got it, look at there's even some of that. What is it, verdigris? What is that growing on there, right? It's from the copper, which is kind of really cool. Oh, we just sold 11 and 24 together. Thank you so much. Somebody liked that idea, Donna. Somebody else liked that idea too. But these wavy spacers, like there's so much you can do with these. Stack them together to make a cool pair of earrings. Like if you put that from that 24, if you took those little moon crater acrylics and put like one in between and one in between and one in between, you can make these wavy earrings that would be super light, super beautiful. Copper is oxidized. Yes, there it is. Just right there, though. It's the only place. It's the only place I see. Just so cool. And these are about 16 and a half wide, 16 and a half millimeters wide. WR25. If these don't sell, I'm going to start making some cool earrings with them, I think. Because I've got ideas for those. I've got ideas for those. WR26. Oh, 25 just sold. I guess I don't make any earrings with those. But thank you so much for grabbing them. I appreciate that. Oh, these are big and they are light. Big and light. Who doesn't like big and light? When you're talking jewelry, because it's not always a combination you find. So these are nice big metal beads, but they are super, they have super big holes too. I mean, not super big, but they're 3mm holes and they're hollow. And so they're super light. They are approximately 24.6 by just about 21.5. And that equates to about 1 inch by 7/8 of an inch. And I like, they are barely there, y'all. They are barely there. They're hollow, they're thin, but they don't feel cheap. Like they don't feel thin. And they're $6 each. There are 2 of them available. Those would be some awesome earrings. I know I keep saying earrings in these. They'd be great on a necklace too. Just when I see big and light, I think earrings because it is so hard to find big and light in things like metal, especially. WR26, 2 of them available. And this strip. What do I put on this strip? This was 12. Let's do it at 10. It's definitely worth the 12. So as you can see, it was 12. We're going to do it for $10. It's this whole strand of these large hearts. Getting ready for Valentine's. It's coming up, right? Big, big hearts. And by big, I mean 29.3 by 28.8 millimeters. That is about 1 1/8 inches by about 1 inch. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 of them. 14 of them on there. WR27. $10. Julie, you're asking about WR27. Did you have a question about it? They're a vintage plastic or vintage acrylic. Super light. Hello, Anna says those are cute. Hello, all. Thank you for joining in, Anna. Good to see you here. I don't know what you need, Julie. Let me know if you had a question about it or these have just sold. Thank you so much. I had a feeling these would sell. I was like, those have to sell. They have to. Bag. Let's use this jumbo bag. I got like bags that are either too big or too small. I guess it's not too big if it fits, right? Not today. Not today. WR28. These are cute. This is 16. This is 16. I do believe these are Monique. $16 for the strand. These are Monique, the Indonesian lampwork glass. One strand of these available. Oh, Julie was trying to buy. Forgot I needed to send an email. Julie, don't forget. Don't forget. WR28. $16 for the strand. This is approximately a 16-inch strand, and these are about 8.5 millimeter. 8.5 millimeter beads. Yeah, 8.2, 8.3, 8.4, and 8.5 millimeter. WR28. One strand only of this color and style. Super cute. I think they're Monique. They're lamp work of some sort. I'm pretty sure they're Monique. WR28. $16. And 28 sold twice. I wish I had two of them, but I do not. I only got one. Unless Andrew knows of one after I talk to him. Sometimes that happens. Oh, I forgot I wanted to look this one up before I started this show. These are nice. I'm gonna do, okay, I'm gonna do 36 on this, and I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot. These are garnets, and they are big, beautiful, red, chunky garnets. And I'm trying to see if I can get the color on them to show for y'all better. They're really colorful in person. It never comes across in the camera. That's like the best I can do. These are, and this strand is heavy. Its garnets are always a heavier stone. Like, look at that color. These are super beautiful in color. Very heavy strand. So this, let me show you the whole strand together. This is the whole strand of garnets. Burgundy claret wine. Yes, it is. You can barely see the color. Sorry, y'all. I tried, but you can barely see the color when the light's not. Let me get this light on it a little bit more. There you go. You can see some. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful color. This is a large strand of chunky garnets. This is about a 14-inch strand. $36 for the strand of garnets. I think that's a really good price. I think that might be too good of a price, but not for you all. Not too good for you all, but Andrew will probably yell at me later. $36, WR29. We'll see if it even sells. Maybe it won't sell. I won't have to worry about getting in trouble. But yeah, it's a beautiful. I mean, if you figure how much those would be just a piece. Yeah. How many stones are on there? They should work that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 20 stones on there. So less than $2 a piece. I would definitely sell those for $3 or $4 a piece, probably. I'll just put that to the side before I get in trouble. Just set that right to the side. These are $6 each, 2 of them available. More of these metal beads, different shape this time, but these are the larger sized ones and they're hollow. We've got 2 of these available, $6 each. In inches, these are about 7/8 by 3/4 of an inch. 7/8 by 3/4 of an inch. WR30. Nice large holes. Those holes are about 3.5 millimeters. So easy to use leather or other stringing materials through them. WR30. 2 available, $6 each. These are $5 each, and there are 2 of them available. A little bit smaller, but very detailed little. These are really, I think these are my favorite of the metal beads tonight, maybe. Aren't those cool? Again, very large hole. Almost 4 millimeters. 4 millimeter hole. The beads are about 18 millimeters by 18 millimeters. WR31, $5 each. 2 of them available. Once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know where these came from, to be honest. I don't know if we'll ever get more. WR32. Oh, come on. I'm going to do this for... What did I do this other one for? Oh, where? Let's do these for $6 too. WR32. Glass beads. This time in blue. You get a strand of 4 of them, $6. There's blue, green, gold, some black in there. They are approximately 23.8 by 23.8. One strand available. WR32. And if you like those, maybe you'll like these ones. Let's see, we just sold both of 31s. Thank you so much. Those were those metal beads. If you like those, maybe you'll like these. WR33. This is the same kind of color, the black, red, and white that we saw in, it was WR5. But this time it's in this cube, this flattened cube or square bead. And I think these are the same size, 23.5 by about 24. So those blue ones. So the blue ones are close in size. They're lampwork glass. There are more mass-produced lampwork glass, though. No specific artisan on them. WR33, $6. WR33, that one has sold. Thank you so much. Ooh, these are pretty. Trying to figure out what I should price these ones at. Let's just do. I'm gonna do these at $7. It's such a weird number to me. We don't normally do, like, I feel like we do 6s and 8s, not normally 7s. These are just so pretty, and I want to go to 8 because I don't know. 8. Anyway, these are shell. And I don't know, they must somehow adhere the shell on top, because you get that kind of flashy look, but there's obviously something in there. But they're marked as shell. I don't know how they do that, to be honest. Yeah, shell beads. But they're super cool. Anybody know how they do that? Get the patterns in there? They must layer the shell. And then probably, and this is a resin coating. Yeah, they must dye the shell and then do some kind of resin coating on it, because it feels like resin. And they have sold. I'm sitting here showing them, and they've already sold. Thank you so much. They're super cool. They're about 20 millimeters for that person who got them. Thank you. Now I'm really out of bags. Well, I'm gonna have to tuck into a bag. Thank you so much for grabbing those. I thought they were fun. I tried to find fun stuff today, and interesting stuff. I feel like sometimes when I pull things, I always pull things that I like, of course, but I don't always, it's not always maybe different. I don't know if that's true or not true. I try to pull different things, but a lot of times when you pull for live, it's me pulling and it's my taste in things. Unless I'm geared toward a certain thing. So, I don't want you all seeing the same thing all the time. So I tried to pull things today that I liked, but seemed a little different from what I normally pull. Like, I don't think we've ever shown you these before. These came out of a place I don't normally go into too often. $6 for these glass. And they are approximately 12.2, 12.3 by 29.6. 29.6. And these are glass beads. Really pretty with that silver foil and the gold on there. Screen's going dark. WR35. $6 each, or $6 for the strand, one strand available. In inches, these are approximately 1 1/8 inches by about 1/2 of an inch. WR35. way. I stole another bag for that one. This is WR36, $7, and there's only one of them. This is the biggest metal bead, I think, tonight. $7, one of them available. This bead is about 26 millimeters by 27.2. The hole is giant. It's almost 6.5 millimeters. Yeah, 6.5 millimeters. One available. It is hollow. Another one of the hollow metal beads. So super light. WR36. One available. Okay, let's do this one at $6 too. WR37 are these large lentil glass beads. If you like those red, black, and white ones, we've got a number of them. We've had them in this shape. We've had them, these ones sold in the square shape. And if you missed them at the beginning, we had them in this shape. And that was WR5, and it was $6 for a set of 4 as well. So these are large kind of lentil shape. They're 23.7 by 23.1. WR37, $6 for the set of 4. One strand available only. One strand only. How are y'all doing out there? Hanging in there? I know I'm not as funny as when Andrew's here. I hope you're all not falling asleep on me, because I could see I'm nice and toasty in this room, like almost too warm in this room. So hopefully I'm not putting you all to sleep. But I know it's also bedtime for a lot of people. We're getting there, right? It's getting close to bedtime. Let's do $6 on this too. These are really cool. WR38. These are ceramic. I think we've had these in like a blue-green color before, but this is it in the red. Donna's drooling at all the beautiful beads. Thank you. These are ceramic beads. You get 4 of them, $6. These ones are approximately 11.5 by, let me grab this one. This one's easier. By about 37.5 millimeters. And like I said, I think we had this in a blue-green color, kind of an aqua color before, and now in the red, which is really pretty. I've never seen it in the red. We've had the blue-green ones around for a while, but I didn't know these were hiding. 37 has sold. Thank you so much. Those are those lentil beads. This is WR38. One of these strands available. What do I have in here next? Let's just do that. Let's do that at $5. All right. WR39. I'm gonna do these at $5. These are these these are shell. I think they are a shell in resin. So they take these shell pieces and they put them in resin and they create these rounds out of them. They're super funky. And I think they're a lot of fun. But they're like a conglomerate bead. They've got the shell in there in the resin. And they are about 10 millimeter rounds. They're just fun. $5 for the whole strand. You get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 beads for $5. WR39. All right. And for those of you out there who liked all these red and black beads, I've got one more strand to end the night for you all. WR40 are these long, elongated rectangles. Not elongated rectangle, 3D rectangle. Got some cane work in there. Got some of that silver foil. Giant ice cubes. And these ones are 30.2 by 13 in inches, because those are pretty big. That's about 1.125 by about 1/2 inch. 1.125 by about 1/2 inch. Glass beads. WR40. $6 for the strand. One strand available. And that, my friends, is the show for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me flip the camera around real quick. Oops. I thought they added a button to flip the camera. I was so excited, and it was not. That's not what that was. Hello, everybody. Let me raise it up a little bit here and turn off these very bright lights. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I tried to pull things today that were a little bit different from my style, but maybe you like them, hopefully. Some people did. Some people grabbed some things, so thank you so much. If you're watching this in the replay, you've got about a week to a week and a half or so before these lots get put back into their little stashes and the lot numbers disappear. So we won't, after about a week, if you're watching this about 2 weeks after it debuted, please send us a screenshot of anything. That's what we always ask, is about 2 weeks after anything, if you're watching anything old from us, send us a screenshot and then we can search a little bit easier that way. To see if we've got it, because the lot numbers get taken out of them after a while and they get put back where they belong. That's the goal anyway. Sometimes they sit a little longer than they need to, just like the laundry, but the goal is they get back where they need to go. So take a screenshot from the video and send it to us in an email, and that'll help us figure out what you're looking for. But you can go through any of our old videos and do that. And if we have it, we'll sell it to you, generally at the price in the video. Sometimes the prices go up a little bit depending on if it was a special price for the video only. That's a thing that happens. But generally, we try and give you a good deal always. All right. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for those of you who hung out with me for the D-Stash, and even those who answered the questions and claimed some things after. If you weren't able to attend the actual D-Stash, that was really cool. I haven't gotten to go through a lot of that since earlier this morning or even late last night. But there is stuff out in the Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, search Andrew Thornton Project D-Stash. And if you're not already in the group, if we've had a history with you of some sort, and we always say you gotta be a good egg to get in that group, because that's a protected group of ours. But we can let you in and you can take a look at those things. And the other thing I didn't mention today was Beat in the New Year. It's still going on. It's still January. So Saturday was a night at the museum, design something based on your favorite art piece. I don't know if anyone did that. I have not been around very much to check up on your work. But if you did, please post it in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group. There's an album for Beat in the New Year. So you can post on the timeline, but also please add it to the album so that later we can all go back. And if you want to look at previous projects that people have done, they're all organized in the album that way. But you can post it in both places. It helps. Then there's the 4 seasons. Create a piece reflecting your favorite season. And as I found out tonight, winter is not everyone's favorite season here. So I don't know if anybody did any winter projects, but I expect to see more spring, summer, and fall projects for that. And today was to use artwork from our friend Harry Wood for inspiration in your work. So if you don't know Harry, please do look up Harry Wood on Facebook. He posts a lot in the Design Challenge group. He posts a lot more, I think, in my Triers group. If you look up William Tries Things, that's my little personal page on Facebook, and I have a group called the Triers where people are incentivized, or not really incentivized. People are I try and help people to try new things, and I try new things, and hopefully other people try new things. Harry's been doing a lot of pen and ink art right now, so that could be something you could be inspired by. He does a lot of pottery and ceramic work, so that might be something you're inspired by. If you have any Harry Wood pieces, I know some people did I saw something today that someone did something with one of his pendants. So use Harry as your inspiration for the Beat in the New Year Day today. That's another one of our friends that made the Beat in the New Year calendar this year. And then Tuesday, tomorrow, history repeats itself. Design an item based on a major event that happened the year you were born. Now, if nothing major happened the year you were born, pick another year. It's all right. You don't have to. You don't have to follow exactly. Maybe nothing that exciting happened the year you were born. That's all right. That's actually probably nice. So pick another day and design with that. Thomas says, I used one of his pendants in my design I posted today. I thought it was you, but I didn't want to say in case I was wrong. My memory, literally, I will look at comments on here and I think someone said it, and then I'll scroll up and I'll be like, oh no, it wasn't that person that just said it. My quick visual memory is sometimes wrong, so I didn't want to say it just in case it wasn't you, but I thought it was you. So yeah, you did the Harry Wood inspiration project today. That's good. And then Wednesday, create your own prompt and trade it with a friend. So I expect to see people in the Design Challenge group starting to trade prompts with each other, right? You're going to do that, right? So you create a prompt, and then your friend creates a prompt, and then you do each other's prompt. That's the way that's supposed to work. So create your own prompt, give it to a friend. So if you want to set up a prompt trade on the Design Challenges group, please feel free to do that. Trade. I'd love to see you working together to trade prompts. And then Thursday, design using a tutorial from our friend Danielle Wicks. So if you don't know Danielle, find her on YouTube, find her on Facebook, and create a project using one of her tutorials. And then Friday, the last day of the month, let's get shapely. Create a design using different shapes. The idea behind this was different kind of, add different shapes together. I know you do that a lot of times anyway, right? But we had one prompt that was use only rounds. So I figured I'd do a prompt that was like use different shapes together. I want to see some geometry going on in your designs, and that's the idea. And then, of course, if you missed any of those, you can do these prompts anytime. And if you do them, maybe you're doing one in May. I hope you'll add it to the Beat in the New Year album, no matter what. All right. So tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll be packing and shipping some more stuff for y'all, and we'll have another show. I don't know what I'm going to do. I would love to be able to tell you every day what we're going to do the next day, but I kind of think it's fun this way. I don't know what we're going to do. You don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to hang out together tomorrow and do some more live chatting. Andrew may or may not be around because he is at the Center for Metal Arts in Johnstown doing his residency. He's driving back and forth, but it technically goes 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. if he wants to stay the whole time. So it may not be until 9 that he's even on the road heading back home some nights, or even after that. So it's going to be you and me, y'all, this week. So let's hang out together. Let's have some fun. Let's chat. And let's just have a good time. All right? And chill. We're going to be chilled this week. All right? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for today. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody.